So there's been a lot of talk about this building being this massive structure that's going to overtake downtown Kings Park, that's going to set a precedent. The reality is that I'm basically standing on the corner of where it will be. It only goes right here to my right. Our plan is to build a 46-unit apartment complex. It's basically a 3-story building set back from the road, and it's, as you can see, not that big. So this building directly behind me actually gets demolished, and this all becomes parking for the new structure, as well as the existing shopping center. And in addition, there will be parking spaces below the new structure. Everything to my right is going to be the building with parking underneath it. Everything to my left will be parking. So by removing the building directly behind me, which is the old Sombreros restaurant, it gives us the ability to redo our parking lot, and we actually wind up with more parking than we've ever had. Directly behind me is for our main drive aisle. This is where the cars will enter and exit the site. To the west is where the new structure will be. And it gives us the ability to add additional parking and have the cars actually flow much better onto and out of the site. So we can have residents that live on Meadow Road that can take advantage of Main Street without actually impacting Main Street and taking up parking. It gives us the ability to put development where we don't have a lot of houses around that they would impact. So transit-oriented development is just this. By having the apartment right here, we have access to the bus system, we have access to the train system. You can walk right to Main Street, and if you have a car, you can drive wherever you want. By exiting onto Meadow Road and Indian Head Road, you can either head west on Meadow and head towards the Parkway, you can head east on Meadow and head towards Indian Head Road. It gives us the ability to have traffic flow out of the town of Kings Park without actually impacting Main Street. One of the major concerns that people have expressed is that we won't have enough parking. Essentially, everything behind me stays parking. We get to realign it so it's more functional, but it's always going to be parking. So behind me, where the new apartment building is going, is basically parking that we've had since 1997 when we built this shopping center. And we know throughout the entire time that we've had the shopping center that we've always had a surplus of parking, to the tune of 70 to 80 parking spaces, even at our busiest times. One of the problems that we have with downtown Kings Park is that a lot of the uses that we have here don't draw a lot of foot traffic. We don't have uses that are desirable for people to come and spend time in downtown. And the nice part about our new sewer system that we have gives the ability for some of these properties to transition into coffee shops and restaurants and bars, which will give people the ability to want to be in downtown. And then by doing that, we will have a vibrancy that we've never seen before, at least not in this century.
Everybody during the comprehensive plan said it would be really great to have a Huntington or a Northport or a Sayville, a downtown like that. And we're not looking for anything to substantially change in the downtowns. We just want it to be vibrant and lively and not have vacant stores and modest increase in building sizes.
We need some form of housing. Folks were saying 3 stories, some people said 4 stories, by the train station, only in a dedicated area of Kings Park. That is lower density than other downtowns across Long Island. Patchogue is 700 plus units, Farmingdale is 500 plus units. This plan that we support, and the town supports, and the chamber supports, and the Civic Association supports, is the lowest density downtown revitalization plan across Long Island that we've been part of and we can tell. So when we say low density, we mean in comparison to other downtowns that are thriving and coming back. So that's the purpose of what we mean by low density. There should be density in your downtown. That's a good thing. But again, it should be to the scale of what the community is looking for. And we heard that from Kings Park residents, and we're happy to hear it. And we're excited about some of the projects that are moving forward.
As a planner, one of the things that we look to in revitalizing a downtown is to get what we call feet on the street. The more people that you can bring into the downtown, the more people that there are to shop, the more people that there are to see the different options that are available throughout the downtown. And by doing that, you increase shopping, you increase the property value, and you increase the type of businesses that are attracted to locate within the downtown area. So that's all a big part of it, steps in revitalizing the downtown. You want to increase the number of restaurants that you have. You want to increase the number of high-end retail stores. And the best way to do that is to get more people into the downtown.
So I had a conversation with the mayor of Farmingdale, Mayor Ralph Ekstrand, and I asked him what it was that sparked the revitalization in downtown Farmingdale. Because they had had sewers since the 1970s, and I thought, you know, what made it so that they would all of a sudden start to see these restaurants and bars and coffee shops and everything coming into town? And he said it all started with the first apartment building.
The truth is we need more people, we need more customers. If you look at Main Street, you see what's here, what's lasted, what's gone in and out. We need more. We need more people. We cannot survive on what exists here in town. People are busy, everything's expensive, and we're looking to keep on growing, you know, and if we don't grow, we're gonna die. The town will fold on itself.
Not every revitalization takes the same path. You know, Kings Park doesn't need to be another Farmingdale or another Patchogue. It can be its own thing, but still needs to have many of those critical components that needs the symbiotic relationship between them in order to have a thriving downtown area. One of those elements that's a critical component of a thriving downtown is having housing within the downtown. Walkability, attractiveness, comfort, and having things close together, not just having the shops close together, but having other different uses close together. Kings Park has the library right here, we have the train station right here, which is a great anchor, and having people live right near all where things are happening kind of helps bring that vitality and that buzz and that activity to the downtown area.
One of the things that's always been important to me is that I feel like we all have a chance to leave our mark here on Earth, and I quite honestly, I'm never going to be a Nobel Prize winner. I'm never going to be president of the United States. There's one thing that I can do, and I can build things, and I'm pretty good at that. So a lot of these, actually all of these cabinets, I built in my garage for the museum when it first started, so that they had a place to display things in the hallways. And I would come home from work every night and put in 3 or 4 hours building these cabinets and then bring them down. And it all had to do with Leo Ostabo, who, you know, was very good at persuading me to do things back then. And I've said to myself a long time ago, what's your mark going to be? What are you going to do so that 100 years from now people remember you were here? And it's always been very important to me to leave my mark here on Kings Park and to make it better than it was. I always felt that, you know, what I can do is work every day to make Kings Park a better place. And I know that I have been successful in that, but I want people to be proud of their community, and I want to get that sense of community to show in our downtown, which has always been so hard to make it look good. And I personally feel that if I can leave that as my mark, then I've been successful.